Alright guys, today James and I are playing Mario Kart 8 for a Nintendo Switch.
Yes.
We're doing the online multiplayer together, so we're going to pick some courses here. You want to just start at the beginning, James?
Sounds fine to me. Yeah, this is different. I've played a lot of Mario Kart 8, but I have not played it online like this before.
Yeah.
It feels the same. I mean, you're here talking to me. It's like nothing's different. So
Yeah, it works pretty well, actually.
So I haven't had the Nintendo Switch for very long, but I've played the Wii U version of this, and so far, from what I've seen, it looks exactly the same. Funny to think, remember when Nintendo came out, the NES, and then Super Nintendo came out, and it looked so much better. You're like, wow, look at the graphics, right?
Yeah.
And then Nintendo 64, which, you know, debatably, a lot of that hasn't aged as well with the 3D graphics.
I don't think it did, but sure.
Yeah, but still, it was a different thing. Every console had different graphics. Like, it looked better, more advanced, I should say. Even
right.
Aesthetics aside, it was more advanced.
Right.
Well, then you go from Wii U to Switch, and it's just like, I'm playing the exact same. It's like the graphics are exactly the same.
Well,
I don't...
Yeah, I mean, so here's the thing about Mario Kart 8 is that this game was made, you know, for the Wii U, but the Wii U was a very unsuccessful system. I think it didn't help that they named it the Wii U, because there was the Wii and then there was the Wii U, and I feel like people felt like the Wii U was just like a deluxe edition of the Wii or something like that. Like, I don't think a lot of people thought of it as like another real like Nintendo console. So a lot of people didn't even buy the Wii U
because it had like the same kind of name.
I mean, that's one reason. There's a lot of reasons why, but the Wii U was the biggest flop Nintendo pretty much ever had, for the most part, as far as consoles go. So, you know, they obviously came back big time with the Switch, because, you know, Switch is, I think, their biggest selling console since the NES. So I was one of the 5 people that owned a Wii U, and I think you were one of the other ones.
I guess I'm one of the last people to get it then, right?
Oh, yeah. You mean you bought the Wii U kind of late?
Well, yeah, like I played, you know why? I'll tell you exactly why I didn't get a Switch, because I already had the Wii U, and I wanted to play Zelda Breath of the Wild.
Yeah.
And I knew that it was, you know, it seemed to be like more promoted as a Switch game, but it was also on Wii U. So I looked at videos on YouTube comparing them side by side just to see like what was different.
Right.
And aside from like a few technical things, like, oh, did I just get first? Wow. Okay, well anyway, aside from a few technical things, like the loading is faster, things like that.
Okay.
I think the sound is supposed to be better, like, you know, and technically I think the resolution is higher, things like that. But just looking at the graphics, it looked like the exact same game. So I'm like, you know what? Instead of getting a whole new console, I'm just going to play Zelda on Wii U. And I haven't regretted it. I've you know, really loved that game.
Mario Kart 8 came out for the Wii U, and then I played it mostly on the Wii U. I did a video on Mario Kart 8 when it came out on the channel, and there was a lot of great games on the Wii U. It actually, you know, had a ton of great games, and since then Nintendo has released a lot of those same exact games on the Switch, and they do it because a lot of people didn't even get the chance to play a lot of those really good games. So they do like deluxe, like remastered editions, and this is one of those. But you know, for me, as somebody who played the shit out of this game on Wii U, it's disappointing because I'm like, I was ready for Mario Kart 9, and here I am playing the same Mario Kart game.
Yeah.
You know, which is this is a great game. This is one of the best Mario Kart games in my opinion. So it's like fine. I'm fine to play this more, but it's like I already like bought this game on Wii U. It's like, where's the next Mario Kart?
Yeah. I've played this one for a while now.
They really like fucked over the people that did have the Wii U.
Yeah, like us. Yeah.
Yeah, because it's like you're rebuying the exact same games that you already played. It's like...
Yeah, like when you were telling me about Mario Kart 8, I'm like, Mario Kart 8, like I have it, but I don't have it on the Switch, so I'm gonna have to buy it again. And
Yeah. But this game's great though. But
oh, definitely, yeah.
what did you have to say about the Switch?
I love the Switch. I actually think it's a great idea to have it be portable and also a home console, and the way you can dock it and then or take it with you, like it's very easy. Like it's easier than I thought, where all you do is just dock it and then it's connected, it's on your TV. And
now in the commercials for the Switch, they had people playing the Nintendo Switch like out on the basketball court. How often do you think that happens?
Oh, like while you're playing basketball?
Yeah, it's like there's people playing basketball and you bring it to the court and you're showing the guys like, hey, check out Mario Kart as you're like playing basketball. That's like how they would advertise it. Like it's all like they would have models basically.
Yeah.
It's always like the best looking people they put into their commercials, and they're
it seems like it's never changed. Like with Game Boy and Game Gear, like it was always like they'd be playing it in situations where you never really play it.
To be honest, like they used to do that with the Atari 2600 commercials. They'd have like grandma playing it.
Hey, where you going? The video arcade. You can't play Berserk at home. Now you can. Atari.
But anyway, right before that we started recording this video, I had a technical issue with the Nintendo Switch, which I need to vent about because it's just really bizarre. How
that sounds like me because my Nintendo Switch broke. But go ahead.
Wow, so you had one totally break.
My original Switch totally broke. It was like I have to send it in to like Nintendo to get it fixed, but it's been such a long time that I don't think I have the warranty anymore. So basically, I got completely fucked.
You think that's the least they could do? The least they could do is make it work better, like for a newer console. Just today, before we recorded this, the dock wouldn't power on. Every single time I turned it on, only the tablet would come on. So I was trying to figure out like what's going on here, and basically what happens is first you need to turn off the tablet, like power it down, take it out, by the way, unplug everything, the HDMI and the USB, which connects to the AC power, then plug it in this order. First the USB, then the HDMI, then power the tablet back on and connect it to the dock again, and then it finally worked. So that is some faulty design right there. Like something is wrong when your system won't turn on unless you have to connect a bunch of wires in a specific order. That is bullshit.
All right, so we're going on to the next stage here. Yeah, I've had a lot of problems too with the Nintendo Switch. My main problem, it's not really with the games. I think the Nintendo Switch has a ton of great games. It's more with the system itself.
Yeah.
I really have a problem with a lot of things with the dock. The dock is just, it's very flimsy. It's just this plastic, very flimsy thing. The flap on the back is very like, I feel like it could snap off at any second, and I know people that have had it just snap off.
It's very wobbly. Like the tablet kind of just wobbles in it. I never feel like I connected it well enough.
I think they need to have a pro version of the dock, like a more expensive one that you could buy, like that's higher quality.
Okay.
Because the dock itself, I think, stinks. Most consoles, like if you're playing, PS4 or Xbox One or whatever, PS3, where is the HDMI port on most modern consoles?
Well, I guess the back.
Yeah,
usually,
it's just on the back. And the Switch has this weird thing where they're trying to hide the wires, I guess.
Yeah.
And you have to. It's a bizarre system because it's a handheld, hybrid system. So they have this. It's very different than any other console. So you have to like put the HDMI cable in the back in this very awkward way, and also the power cord is there, and
if it comes loose, that's another level of troubleshooting because you have to open it up to see if it's loose.
Now there's two USB ports on the side for you to put your controller, so that's fine. But also another thing I gotta say about I don't really like the power button on the PS4, and I don't really like the power button on the Switch. To hit the power button on the Switch, you essentially have to get like a Bic pen or something. To be
Yeah,
able to,
I know.
To be able to hit the goddamn button, it's too small.
You know, the other thing is, anytime I pick the thing up, you're touching a button because the whole thing is covered in buttons. There's no way to there's no way to pick it up without touching something.
I'm also not a fan of the Joy-Cons, really.
Oh yeah, you know, it's so funny because I didn't know there was another option until you told me. Like you bought me this one that I'm holding in my hand right now.
Oh, you're using the Pro Controller.
Yeah, now I'm like, oh wow, the Pro Controller is awesome. Like, this is how I should have been playing.
Yeah, exactly. Well, even the Pro Controller, I don't know if it's fixed now, but for a long time, people would complain, especially with like Tetris 99, about the D-pad on the Pro Controller not being like very good.
Better than the D-pad on the Joy-Con, which is just 4 buttons.
Well, that's not a D-pad.
Yeah, exactly. It's like, it's not a D-pad, but you're not going to believe I beat Lolo with those 4 buttons.
Yeah.
And it was a lot more challenging because there's parts at the end of that game where like you have to be really precise with where you move, or else you'll fuck something up and have to do the level over.
This also has battle mode too.
With the balloons.
Yeah, you know, the original Mario Kart had that, and like, but when this game came out, hey, there you go. You want to know something different between this and the one on Wii U? When this came out on Wii U, the battle mode was completely different than it is now.
Oh, really?
So yeah, the battle mode was awful on the Wii U version of the game. It was like you're hitting the other person's balloons and all that, but you're on a course like this where you're like racing, and that doesn't make any sense. You need to be doing that. You need to be like in a battle arena, like the way they had it in Super Mario Kart, because finding the other person is like that's why they designed it and put it in a battle arena. Basically, there hasn't been a really good Mario Kart battle since the N64 game. I'm really glad that it's back, and the original version of Mario Kart 8 it sucked. This is definitely the version you want to have, the Switch version of the game.
So this is Mario Kart 8 version 2 or something?
Yeah, basically, yeah. Well, no, the name of the game is Mario Kart 8 Deluxe.
Oh, okay. Yeah. Wow, yeah, I jumped off, like, I mean, I didn't jump off on purpose, but I hadn't played any since the Nintendo 64 one. So in between that and Mario Kart 8, I was just like, "Whoa, where have I been?"
The racing is good in a lot of them. I like Double Dash, and I like the one on the Game Boy Advance, Super Circuit. A lot of them are really good. The Wii one is actually a lot of fun. They're all good. It's just that was my biggest gripe with all these Mario Kart games is the battle mode, because when I would play Mario Kart, to me, the most fun thing about Mario Kart wasn't even the racing, it was the battle. Like, I liked doing the battle, getting together with friends and, like, knocking each other out and knocking their balloons off and all that.
I remember that's a game you're really good at, too.
Yeah, like, I absolutely love that. I played it once with, at the Screw Attack Gaming Convention. You remember going to that?
Yeah, I think I remembered that, where you just kicked everybody's ass.
Yeah, I absolutely love that. And by the way, Super Mario Kart on Super Nintendo, that's my favorite Super Nintendo game. Like,
oh, it is really? Wow. Like more than Link to the Past.
Yes.
Wow.
Link to the Past, well, the thing about Link to the Past is, like, that's not even my favorite Zelda game. Like, I would rather play the NES games than the Link to the Past.
Okay.
I love Link to the Past, don't get me wrong. Link to the Past is awesome. Yeah. I find the NES games harder. They're more challenging to me than the same thing with Mario Brothers on NES. Like, Mario 1 on NES is harder to me than the Super Mario World is.
Yeah, I think you're right. Yeah.
So I kind of need that challenge, and like Link to the Past and Mario World don't really provide it for me anymore. They did when I first played it when I was a kid, but now I'm kind of like, I need it to be like a little bit more difficult now to kind of get some satisfaction out of it. Not that games have to be like super difficult or anything, but it's kind of like, it's so easy to me that it's like I just kind of like am like sleepwalking through it. That's probably because I played those games a ton as a kid and I just know them really well. But I also played the original Super Mario Brothers a ton as well, but I don't find that like easy now. Like, I still find that challenging. Anyway, I forget now where I was going with all this.
Especially World 8.
Yeah, exactly. Like, it's tough. Unless you have those like castles memorized.
Yeah,
and
even
stuff.
Mario 3. Like we put out a video on Mario 3, and I was having a lot of trouble on Bowser at the end.
There's some stages in Mario 3 that that intimidate me. Remember those couple of stages in World 8 that we used we would use a cloud to get through them? I do that because those stages are tough. Like, there's some hard stages in Mario 3.
And it was like notorious. Like, it was actually like famous because they even mentioned it in Ernest Scared Stupid. When he's like, this is this is like where it gets real hard. It's like 8th level Super Mario Brothers.
So we did the Haunted Mansion level there. Also, I didn't even mention about I love that Haunted Mansion level. It reminds me of
Me too.
the Haunted Mansion in Disney World or something.
Yeah.
I love that.
It looks a lot like it. And I was playing as the ghost.
So we haven't been talking too much about the game. We've been shooting the shit about everything probably other than Mario Kart.
Yeah, and that's how we usually do it.
Yeah.
That's how Joe Bob Briggs would do it on Monster Vision. I always remember, and on The Last Drive, and that's kind of he'll go on a tangent about something that has nothing to do with the movie. I mean, he always gets back to it and gives you like a lot of history and really interesting facts and stuff. But I always found like the appeal was always the parts when he would talk about something completely unrelated.
Yeah, that bothered me at first because you first showed me like the Joe Bob stuff, and that would bother me because
Like
I'd
the
be like,
old
okay,
stuff?
he's gonna talk about Friday the 13th or something here, and then he goes on this whole rant about something completely different.
Yeah.
But the rant about the completely different thing is better than anything he probably would have to say about the movie.
Yeah. It's like so funny. Like, I think he knows what's already been discussed a million times.
Yeah.
So he kind of avoids just repeating the same things that other people would say.
Yeah, no, he's great.
Yeah.
Well, another thing I like about that is I feel like he kind of just talks about what he wants to talk about, which wouldn't you rather hear somebody talk about what they want to talk about than just sort of like it's like they're reading off Wikipedia?
Yeah, especially when it's funny. Boy, I'm getting fucked up.
Are you Boo this time?
Yeah. Actually, I wouldn't even know how to change without leaving the game again, but I don't care. I'll be Boo the rest of the time. I've never really changed characters much. I don't really mind who I play as.
Do you usually play as Boo?
No, usually I play as like Toad or like one of the Koopa Troopas or the Bowser kids or somebody.
Yeah, I always play as Koopa Troopa because it's just like I said, the Super Nintendo game is my favorite, and I would always play as Koopa Troopa. So he just became kind of like my guy. People are like that with like Smash Brothers and like I guess certain games. I guess like fighting games people get like that with, where it's like like with Street Fighter 2, I like to play as Chun-Li. Like, I'm always Chun-Li. Do you have somebody that you usually use when you play Street Fighter?
I play as Chun-Li pretty often. I think most of the time I'm usually like Ryu or Ken.
Okay.
Or Guile. I pick Guile. I pick Blanca a lot of times. Yeah, I think there's ones that I never pick, like Zangief. Some of them are a little bit similar.
Are you ever E Honda?
Sometimes. I think Ihan is a little bit similar to Blanca. Because he has a move where you tap the button real fast, and then Blanca does the electricity, and then he has like the body throw, like, or the hurl. I mean, like where he rolls into a ball and like flies in the air.
I mean, this is pretty cool. You're in your house and I'm in my house, and we're able to do this. It's pretty good technology.
Yeah, and you know what? And we're playing good games right now.
This level I really like a lot, because this one is like you're not going, from what I remember at least, I don't think you're going around in circles on a track. You're actually just going down a mountain, so you got to make it to the bottom of the mountain, which is a lot different. That's different than any other course in Mario Kart. Like, you'll notice there'll be no part where you're starting on the top of the mountain again. It's all like the whole
You're
thing
always
is
going down.
The entire level is new, in that like you're not repeating the same track over and over again.
Yeah.
I think that like if they made a Mario Kart 9 or 10 or whatever, I'd like to see more tracks like that where you're just, you don't repeat the same thing over and over. You're not going in a loop. More tracks like this where the entire thing is new. So now that there's been so many like different versions and, games of Mario Kart, can you think of anything that they could do to Mario Kart to make it like where do they go from here is what I'm asking.
I have no idea. I feel like they've done so much with it, and it's I think this is great as it is. The only thing I could think is just more courses. I mean, there's already plenty, but I can't really think of much else. Maybe just add a few characters, a few more courses. I don't know what to do with a Mario Kart 9. Like, what would a whole new game be like? Because I wouldn't want it to change too much, because I think it's already awesome the way it is.
Would you want to see them do what they do with Smash Brothers, to where they put like Mega Man and Pac-Man and stuff like into that racing, or do you think that that takes away from it being Mario?
I think why not? Just I think the more the merrier. Hee hee.
I mean, I guess it's true. I guess we've had enough games where it is just the Mario characters. Actually, that's not entirely true. This one right here has some different characters in it. You have Link, who's from Zelda, and you have Animal Crossing characters. So they already started doing that with this game.
Yeah, it's cool that they made an Excite Bike course.
Yeah. Oh, so I think when you go off a jump, you hit the like the R shoulder button, and he'll do like a flip or like a trick.
Oh, okay.
It's like right at the moment when you're going right off the top of a jump.
I'll try.
Also, so that'll give you like a speed boost too.
Oh, really? Okay.
Yeah. I believe it. Like it makes you faster. So you like whenever you go off of jumps, honestly, you want to be doing that.
Wow! I just did like a flip.
Yeah. That's a big tip too. Like you should always be using that.
Okay.
Yeah.
That's cool. I never knew that. I knew about that thing where when you cut a corner, you hold R and you kind of skid a little, and then it charges you up.
You power sliding.
Yeah. So that's cool. It's always something new to learn.
I used to call it drifting, but I think the technical term is power sliding.
Whoa! I just did another. Oh, if you use the joystick, you can do different stuff too.
This is one of my favorite courses in the game.
Woo! Now I'm gonna do that all the time.
So isn't that fun?
Yeah.
I'll teach you the ways, James. All right, FZero.
All right.
I can't think of the title of it right now, but there's another game that's actually on the Switch that's similar to FZero. I think I actually have it on here, and I think it actually might be online multiplayer, because
really?
God forbid Nintendo makes a new FZero game.
Oh, yeah, or a new Metroid game.
Well, they're supposedly working on Metroid Prime 4, and then they did a new Metroid game, Samus Returns, like a year ago.
Oh, really? Okay, well then I missed out. So
yeah, but that was on 3DS. But
okay.
as far as console ones, apparently they're working on Metroid Prime 4, but I don't know. So, as far as like the Metroid game, I would imagine you would be more into. You'd probably like the one on 3DS, because it's more of like a Super Metroid style. But the new like console Metroid will be like a 3D one, more like, you know, Metroid Prime on GameCube.
Yeah, which I never had a chance to get into. I never played the Prime games.
I never was able to. I only beat the first one, the first Metroid Prime. Metroid Prime 2 Echoes. I gave up halfway through because I just got like lost. But those games are good. I would definitely recommend Metroid Prime if you haven't done it.
Yeah, it's been on my list for years, like ever since it came out.
And there's so many games that are good to play.
Yeah, I know. I want to play Doom Eternal.
Yeah, Doom Eternal is awesome. I mean, you want to pick the games that like you probably missed out on that you really want to play. I'd say you should play Batman Arkham City.
Oh yeah.
And play Dark Souls.
Okay.
Those are probably a couple of the biggest games that have come out in the last 10, 15 years or whatever that are like you should really play. And fucking Dead Space is like a little bit older now, but that game's fucking awesome.
There's a stage on here too. I mean, I'm not sure exactly if it's any specific Mario Kart stage, but that was the inspiration for the stage in Wreck-It Ralph. Like, there's a whole world that he goes in that's it's basically like a Mario Kart course. It's a game called Sugar Race.
That's in this?
No, but it's basically like a Mario Kart course because it's all made of like candy and stuff. But I remember I always tell that my daughter, I always tell her, oh, this is the Wreck-It Ralph stage.
Oh, okay,
the Sugar Race. Sugar Rush. No, it was called Sugar Rush.
Does she like that one because it's candy?
Yeah.
I like that one because it's candy too.
Uh-huh. A lot of times I forget this level's cheese. Like, it looks like it could be sand.
It's not like, yeah, exactly. It doesn't look that much like cheese. I want a level that looks all like pizza.
Yeah, pizza.
Now we're just getting hungry.
This one kind of is sort of like the Ewok village.
You got anything to say about Star Wars today, James?
The only thing that I just, that, you know, because there, you know, lots of people, they get really pissed off about the special editions. I gotta say, the only thing that really pisses me off is all the stuff they did to Return of the Jedi. And one of the things was taking out the Yub Nub song, the original Ewok celebration.
Oh, but they had plenty of time to include that fucking song with that thing that looks like Demented Yoshi or whatever, with the lipstick.
That's another song they replaced too. So they took out the original dance and put in the new one, and yeah, that just sucked. Like, and it's a shame that even on Disney Plus, still, like, they've never been able to re-release the original. And when I say original, I mean like 96, right? Any version before what they did.
I just watch it on my 16 millimeter, dude.
Yeah.
What are you talking about?
I mean, yeah. I mean, if you got the 16 millimeter, I mean, there you go.
Do you remember we did that one time?
We did, yeah. That was cool. I think the only thing was that I forget. Do you remember? Was it squished, or was it just in 4:3? Like, did they crop it?
Yeah, it's like a I don't know if I could say it was 4:3, but it was well, you have to remember it's a 16 millimeter. It's not a 35 millimeter for one thing.
Yeah.
So,
like, there's no way to actually project it in like widescreen.
But the print is from 1981. It's a It's a 1981 print of the 1977 movie. So it's about as early of a version of Star Wars as you can get. Just about.
Yeah, like, aside from like a 35 millimeter original,
which I don't think even exists.
Yeah. And speaking of 16 millimeter,
Except under George Lucas's bed is probably the only place.
Oh. Yeah. I tried to run my projector. It's been so long. I tried to show the kids, like, hey, here's actual film, and it would, lots of the stuff I have is like gory grindhouse stuff. So obviously I wasn't showing that, but I tried to show them these like snack ads stuff I had.
Yeah.
And the projector just started ripping everything to shreds. It was like, all right, well, that doesn't work anymore.
I've had things like that happen, which sucks.
Yeah. Then I tried my 8mm projector, and that actually works for most of them. Like, some of them, they kind of flutter a bit.
Well, I mean, film is that type of hobby where, some things can get caught in the projector, and then you gotta sit in there and fix it with the tape and the guillotine splicer and all that. It's a hobby.
Yeah, just very temperamental.
Yeah, okay, we got Animal Crossing is going to be the last stage.
Oh, how is Animal Crossing? Because that's another game that she wants to play.
So, yeah, so it's so funny that...
Because you guys just did a video of it, right?
Well, see, here's the thing. I didn't really play Animal Crossing. It was more like Justin showed me something he made in Animal Crossing. I have never really played it. I don't think it's... I mean, maybe I'd have to spend some time with it, but I probably wouldn't play it myself. I'm not super interested in it. I don't know. I guess it's really just the gameplay, Animal Crossing. I just don't really have any interest in personally. Like, I need to be able to do shit. From what I've seen with like Justin showing it to me and other people showing it to me, it's just I need a game that has like a lot of like hand-eye coordination and like reflexes and stuff like that. That's the shit I like. I like shmups and fucking I like games that are kind of tougher. Like, I like platformers like Ninja Gaiden and stuff. Like, you're not going to find any of that in Animal Crossing. Animal Crossing is more like you're collecting stuff. And you're like going around collecting things and building things and all that. And I don't know. I don't think it's a game for Mike Matei. But it's, nothing wrong with it. Just probably not really my thing. Maybe if I was in the right mindset. It's like I have to also be in the right mindset to play like RPGs and JRPGs and stuff. I like action games. I like shit going on. I like to shoot things and I like to race. And like I want to be doing something.
I've sort of reassessed. Like I've never really thought about it much, but I've sort of started thinking a little more about what kind of games do I actually like the most.
Yeah.
Though I've done tons and tons of videos of complaining about games, I always felt like, well, what do I actually like? And even though they tend to, the games that we always talk about tend to be side scrollers or action games, but I don't know. I'm not sure if I really like any one particular game. I think I just like a variety. I think I like just a little bit of everything.
Right.
Because I don't know, because I really enjoyed Lolo, but that was very different from what we usually play.
But you wouldn't only want to play Lolo in puzzle games.
Exactly, yeah. I wouldn't only want to play that.
Even for the games that I love, like Zelda, I'll do a stream or two of Zelda, but then I have to move on as much as I love that. Or I'll do a stream or two of Doom, but like I can't just keep playing the same game like over and over and over. I gotta like keep changing it up. So I'm the same way, where it's like, it's not just like, oh, I play side scrollers and that's it. It's like, no, I would get really bored if I only played side scrollers.
Yeah, I think it's like me with horror films too. It's like yeah, like that's a big genre. It's one of my favorite genres, but it's like that's not. I can't only watch horror films. I have to always change it up and just a little of everything. Yeah. But with games, I think I found the one common thing is that I think I just don't like being frustrated with games. Like, I just hate being stressed out. So I usually just tend to avoid. I'm like, okay, look, I don't care what this game is as long as it's not going to make me flip my lid. Because that's what that's what I do. That's what people know me for, is to just, play games and get really pissed off. But whenever I'm playing them for fun, it's like, I don't want to be pissed off.
Well,
which seems like a basic thing, but
there's a thing that goes deeper than that, though.
Would you sit and play, let's say, I don't know, let's say it's Batman on NES, which I know you like Batman on NES, right?
Yeah.
So would you sit and play that and try to beat that game? Because that game can be frustrating, but it's also really good.
Yeah, like if it was for a video, like which we have done, like then yeah, like you push yourself to beat it. But I feel like if I were playing Batman right now, I'd probably play only the first couple levels or something, because once it starts getting really hard, I think it's just going to start pissing me off, and then I'm going to just want to turn it off and play something else, because it's not I don't like to have that emotion of just being, stressed. Like, it puts me on edge, and like it
See, that's where you and I are different then as gamers.
Yeah.
because I like that challenge, and like that to me is the majority of the fun of it.
Yeah.
Because I want the challenge to overcome. I want a game. If I'm just breezing my way through a game, then it's boring. Then I feel like, why am I even playing it? One of the worst games that I ever played was there was a Kirby game on N64, and literally all I was just doing was just walking and walking, and it was the most it was a really nice looking game, but it was the most like boring thing. And if a game is too easy, like I'm not it's just boring to me, and I want to turn it off. Like, I need that level of challenge, and
it's got to have challenge. But when it's like too hard, then I can't. I hit a limit.
Anyway, so all right, so that is Mario Kart 8. We'll probably come back to it later. I'd also at some point maybe like to play some of the battle mode stuff with you. That could be fun. But what do you think of this game?
Oh, I love it. Yeah, I have no complaints about it. I mean, it's good that it's kind of mindless. It's like you don't have to, like, we were having all these conversations while playing it, and I mean, it's a great living room game for the family. Like, it's kind of, it's very accessible. I guess that's what I'm trying to say.